Hey, you guys, how are you? 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 Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So listen, I want to let me get this all set up here. Hi guys, good to see you. Good to see you. Listen, for those of you all who are um just coming in, thank you for coming in. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for um all those things, okay? And subscribing. As you guys know, I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. So your likes, your shares, your um follows and subscriptions really help, really help. I right now am on YouTube, and for those of you that are listening from other platforms, and if you want to listen to the replay of this video, then this is where I am. Okay. This is where I am. And I want to say thank you guys for being here. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Um, Over the last couple of days, I have been sharing with you all some very simple yet complex mistakes that nonprofit organizations when they make when they are looking to start their nonprofit organizations, right? And so these common mistakes are positioning your organizations to be challenged as it relates to funding, all right? Challenged as it relates to funding. And so I want to go through some of these challenges and what it looks like so that you can make sure that you don't fall into those traps that most organizations make. All right. If you guys been following me for a while, you guys know that I'm always talking about 87 out of 100, 87 out of 100, 87 out of 100 nonprofit organizations are struggling financially. And it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with how the organization was founded or set up. Okay, structured. Put structure in the chat. Okay. Many of you started your nonprofit business. Now you structured the program, but you did not structure the business. I'm going to say that again. You structured the program, but you did not structure the business. Okay. Many of you started your nonprofit organization thinking that the nonprofit was the program. And so that's all you put together. You put together the timeline, you put together what you were going to do within the program, who you're going to serve, all those things. But what you did not do was put together the organizational or the business structure. What's really interesting to me is that when you go and apply for the 1023 form, that is the document through the IRS that establishes or recognizes your business as not for profit. It nowhere mentions program. It does not mention program anywhere. It mentions the organization and the structure of the organization, but it does not mention the program. So, for those of you that start your nonprofit, but you don't put together the organizational structure, that's why you don't have any money. You didn't put together the structure to generate the money. You didn't put together the structure to raise the money. You didn't together the structure to market what you do. You only put together the structure of the program, and that's only an expense. That's not the business. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Your engagement really helps. All right. Your engagement really, really, really helps. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for liking and subscribing. All right. Here we go. These are some of the examples. I want you guys to see what it looks like. I want you to know what it looks like when you do not do this the right way. People ask me all the time, Jen, I got my nonprofit. Jen, I got my nonprofit. I got my nonprofit. I got my nonprofit, Jen. I got my nonprofit. I got my board and I got my website. But your nonprofit is not this piece of paper. It's not a piece of paper. So my next question to you is, what is the structure of your nonprofit? Let's look at what that looks like, okay? If you don't have organizational structure, that means that you are from the jump going straight into delivering programs without setting up clear organizational structures to support the funding, to support the marketing for, and the sustainability of that program. Did you hear what I said? You have started the program. You have started what you wanted to do. Jen, I wanted to start a mentoring program. Jen, I wanted to start a sporting program. Jen, I wanted to start a program that helps single moms. But what you did not put in place as an organizational structure is, how are we going to market the benefit of this program? How are we going to define the funding for this program and where money's going to come from? The cost for this program. Who does that? The organizational structure, not the program structure. All right. Often you all are led by passion. You're led by passion for the cause, but you lack the experience or knowledge in running the organization. Am I right? Am I right? Jen, I'm real passionate about this program. I'm real passionate about this program, Jen, but I don't have any experience on how to run it. I don't have any experience on how to fund it. I don't have any experience on how to grow it. And now I'm left paying for everything out of my pocket. You often lack the experience and the knowledge to put together your business structure. And by solely and only prioritizing the program, you are now setting your business up without the foundation, the structure, the systems of funding it, of growing it, of sustaining it. I don't even know how to lead it, Jen. I don't know how to put together the plans and the strategies for my board. Jen, I don't know how to prioritize or even identify the streams of revenue for the organization. And so, what's the result of that? The result of that is the challenge of, we don't have any supporters, we don't have any funding, we don't have board leadership, Jen, we don't have a plan. We're doing everything by myself. Just because you went straight into the program and not the organizational structure. Am I right or no? I tell you guys every day, money is not your problem. I say every day, money is not your problem. Your problem is you don't know. I don't know. I don't have any experience. I don't have any knowledge of how to run this, run the business, run the marketing, run the funding, run the leadership development, the community development, the resource development. I don't have any experience with that, Jan. I don't have any structure for that. We don't have any systems for that. We don't have any chains of command. We don't have any roles and responsibility. We don't have a team. We don't have a board. We don't have any policies. We don't have any priorities. And what does that lead to? It leads to confusion. It leads to burnout. It leads to the organizational leader doing everything by itself, by herself. Without organizational structure, the organization struggles to operate effectively. Without that structure, you're not able to scale your program. Without that structure, the funder sees the red flags and they may be hesitant to invest. They see, I don't have a board, Jen. I'm the only funder, Jen. We don't have any other streams of revenue, Jen. Those are red flags to the funder. The red flag to the funder says you don't have a business structure to manage, to oversee my money, my investment. You don't have a structure. You got passion, but passion is not a structure. Passion is not a piece of paper. Structure is not your idea. What is your marketing structure? What is your communication structure? What is your funding structure? Because without that structure, you can't raise any money. You're funding everything out of your pocket. And that's a red flag. Those of you that started these nonprofit businesses, you're the 87. 87 out of 100. 87 out of 100. 87 out of 100. You are operating by yourself. No donors, no funders, no supporters. You're funding everything out of your pocket. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. The investor is saying, well, what am I investing in? Who's overseeing my investment? I know you got passion, but you're not able to articulate to me. You're not able to stay connected with me or tell me how my money is spent. You're just able to tell me what you need, but you're not able to give me back the return on my investment. That's structure. Any business, put business in the chat, put business in the chat, put business in the chat. Any business has a structure. Well, no, Jen, we don't have a budget. No, we don't have a budget, Jen. We don't have any structure to determine how much money do we need to operate now and in the future. We don't have any structure, Jen, to generate several streams of revenue to ensure that our organization is sustainable. Nope, we don't have that structure, Jen. We don't have that structure, Jen, to identify who my ideal donors and funders are. I don't have that structure, Jen. We're just winging it. That's why I'm paying for everything out of my pocket. We have no structure to show and to articulate the impact of our program and how our mission has been achieved. Nope, we don't have that structure. But we know what we want to do, but we don't have a structure to define or to prove that we did it. No, Jim, we're not evaluating our program. No, Jim, we don't have goals of how many people we look to serve within this year, what the cost per person is. No, all of that information that comes from the structure of your organization is what is shown, what is inspired to, what is clarifying to your donors and your funders. They're funding your business. They're not funding your passion. They're funding your business. They're not funding your passion. And the lack of structure is what's got you stuck. Not lack of money. It's not money. It's Jen. I don't have any money because I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan, Jen, to generate the money. Jen, when I started this business, we didn't make it a priority to identify, to clarify what are our direct costs, what are our indirect costs, managing those expenses, and the revenue to cover those expenses. No, Jen, we didn't make that a priority. Jen, I don't even know how to put together a structure of raising money. I've never raised any money. We just jumped straight from passion into spending. We went straight from passion into spending. I don't have the experience or the knowledge of how to run or structure my organization. I don't know how to structure my business, Jen. I don't know how to structure the marketing. I don't know how to structure the fundraising. I don't know how to structure even the leadership. I didn't put my mother, my brother, my dog, my cat, my fish on the board. They don't know how to be board members, and I don't know how to be board members. They're supposed to be helping me raise money, but they don't know how to raise money, but I put them on the board. Uh-huh. In my organizational structure, Jim, I put people on my board that don't know how to help me grow this business. Now, that right there is the biggest flag. Why are they on the board? Why are they there and they don't know what they're supposed to help you do? Why'd you put them there? Because I didn't know. I didn't know, Jen. I didn't know. Well, that's the problem. Lack of knowledge and experience, right? The second thing that you do, the second mistake, no focus. Put no focus. Put focus, focus. No focus. No focus. No focus. No focus. No focus on financial planning. No focus. No focus on financial planning. You assume that funding will come later. Well, Jen, I know when I started, Jen, that we were gonna fundraise. We were gonna do fundraising. Now we don't know what that means, right? We were gonna do fundraising, and we knew that we were gonna have events, and we knew that we were gonna write grants. So you assume that after I have started the business, funding is gonna come later. So you begin the program without a clear budget or financial plan. Am I right? So that means what? You've not factored in the true cost of operations. You've not incorporated expenses that are going to help or be needed to be spent to help you grow, right? You don't put it, you assume what the program supplies or program materials are in the beginning, but you're not planning for after we start. How much am I going to need in 3 months? How much am I going to need in 6 months? How much am I going to need in 8 months or even to the end of the year? You haven't even thought about that. How do we know you haven't thought about that? Because you haven't put together the plan or the strategy, the financial planning to generate the money on an ongoing basis, right? You've got ongoing expenses, you've got monthly expenses. That means you should have a plan for monthly revenue, but you were so bent on starting and you thought, oh, funding is going to come later. So let's just begin the program. I'll pay for everything out of my pocket. And we knew, Jen, that we were going to have to fundraise. Well, what is fundraising? Raising funds. Fundraising, raising funds. So when are we going to start? When do we start raising funds? We start raising after the program begins, after you started spending money. Okay, whatever. You start spending the money, money's going to come. When is it going to come? Because many of you have been funding your nonprofit organizations 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year more. You've been funding it all by yourself. Why? Because you started with no focus on financial planning. What does that look like? We run out of money. Jen, I done spent all my money and now I'm out of money. Run out of money. Leaving your programs incomplete. Leaving the program incomplete, not finishing or showing or the ability or the capacity to show the grant funder that you met the mission. Now you don't have a budget, which what? Disqualifies you from applying for many grants or even attracting donors. You lack a budget. You lack a budget. And it disqualifies you from funding. Now, I know y'all want a grant writer to walk on water. I know you want the grant writer, honey, to make bricks out of straw, but the grant funder is going to want to see your financials. The grant funder is going to want to see your financials. So no focus, no knowledge, no experience on financial planning. I don't know how to raise money, Jen. I don't have a budget. We just started and funding's going to come later. Well, when is later? I've been paying for everything out of my pocket, Jen. You don't have a clear budget plan. What's budget? Not just expenses, it also means revenue. How do we balance a budget? We have enough money to cover expenses. That's a budget. It's not just expenses. But many of you have started without even detailing, without even defining what are the ongoing expenses. That means you have started a whole business with no idea of what it's going to cost to keep the doors open. But you started because that's what you was passionate about starting. You started that program. You started that program with no business structure, no focus on financial planning, and now you're out of money. Ran out of money. leaving your program not able to show the funder that you successfully achieved your mission. Why? Because I ran out of money. Money's not your problem. Money is not the problem. The problem was you started the business without the structure to raise the money. It's not the money. It's not the money. It's I started this program without the structure to raise it. Let's be clear. Money is not your problem. Well, Jen, I need a startup grant. I need a startup grant, Jen. Are there any grants for the startup? Even with that, you got to tell the funder how much you need. How much you need for the startup grant? I don't know. As much as I can get. What you think I can get, Jen? I don't know. As much as I can get. You mean you don't tell me you don't know what it's going to cost? Well, then how do we know what to ask for? Well, just as much as I can get. Y'all sound like you've been on that side of the tiki talkies where they tell you that you can get $5,000, $10,000 in a business loan, but they ain't told you that once you done spent that money up, you got to keep making money to pay that credit card off. Where's the money gonna come from to pay that off? Nobody thought about that. Nobody talked about the steps or the structure of generating the money to pay off that credit card that they done talked to you into getting. Just as much as I can get. If you think I can get 5,000, you think I can get 10,000? Whatever. After you done spent that, you're gonna have a structure for more. Why? Because you've got more expenses. Ongoing. Put ongoing in the chat. I don't think y'all understand ongoing. Y'all are so busy starting that you're not even factoring in the ongoing. No plan, no focus, no structure for ongoing. Everything is start. Everything is start. Everything is start. Now that you started paying for everything out of your pocket. Now you've run out of money. That's not money's problem. That's structure problem. That's not money problem. That's structure problem. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And this is why I say to you guys, 87 out of 100 start, begin this business journey wrong. I'm just telling you what to do right because people who get in my inbox, I want to start my nonprofit. What do I do? What do I do? What are the steps to starting my nonprofit? I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you what they are right now. So you don't have to get on my inbox. You don't have to DM me and say, Jen, I want to start my nonprofit. What do I do? I'm telling you what to do. Okay. Number 3, minimal, minimal donor cultivation. Put cultivation in the chat. Cultivation. Many of you focus entirely on your program and neglect building relationships with donors. Just no concept that you are a community-based business. You think it's your program. You think your program is all you need to start. But it is the donor, it is the relationships, it is the awareness building, it is the proof, it is the evidence of the people that are not in it. That's how you fundraise. Your fundraising, your money comes from outside the program. But many of you start your program with no idea of how do I build relationships? How and what do I say to a donor and a funder? Who are my ideal donors? What is it that they're going to need from me before they make a decision to give? You don't even think about that. You're just so hell bent on starting that program that you neglect building the relationship with the community. You may rely so heavily on your funding source. You're the only funding source. Or you go and get the board, right? You shake the board up. Every board member has to give $100 a month. We need the board to give $100 a month so that we can keep going with our program. Now, anything happens to that board member, or they decide they don't want to participate anymore, now your program is in jeopardy. You spend all your personal savings, right? You spend all your personal savings, you go to work, your whole check instead of building a sustainable funding stream and donor base. I didn't even think about doing that, Jen. I didn't even prioritize that when I started. I was so bent on starting this program that I did not identify who are the places, the spaces, the business, the individuals from the community. What building my communication, building my articulation, identifying my case for support. I didn't even think about that, Jen. I was just so hell bent on this program. I mean, I've been funding it out of my own pocket. Now I'm out of money. And now I don't have any donors. Now I don't have any funders. Now I want to do a gala. That's my favorite. Jen, I want to do a gala this year. Jen, you think we should do a gala? Jen, I want to do a gala. Well, what makes a gala successful? The people from the community that participate, the people from the community that would buy that ticket, that would sponsor, that would support that auction, that would attend. You still need a community. At the end of that, the only way that that gala is going to make any money is the community. Now we're right back there. Now you done had a whole gala, but who going to fill the tables? Who has the capacity? You going to do it for your volunteers? You going to do it for your board? You going to do it for your program participants? They don't raise you any money. That's not where money comes from. The people who are in your program are not your donors, are not your funders, are not your contributors, are not your supporters. So who's the gala for? Who gonna come? Who's gonna attend? We're right back to I did not, when I started, I didn't start building relationships, Jen. I didn't. I just wanted to start. I don't trust anybody, right? Those of you guys who have a non-trusting spirit. I don't trust anybody, Jen. I don't trust my board. I don't trust my community. I don't trust anybody. I don't want anybody to steal my idea. Listen, your mess is not worth stealing. No disrespect to your mess. Okay? No disrespect to your mess. But who wants to steal this thing? It ain't got no money. Who wants to steal it? Your idea? You're not even running your idea. No disrespect. No disrespect. Okay. I don't have a dog in the fight. Okay. I'm just talking. Don't y'all get mad at me and say, oh, why you have to say it like that? All right, let's keep going. You started this nonprofit and you were so busy trying to do the program activities that you didn't even put in tracking systems to prove that what you're doing works. You didn't even think about collecting data. You didn't think about measuring for effect or outcome or impact. You may assume that your program is making an impact, but you don't have any measurable outcome to show the funder. So you can assume it is, but the donor and funder want to see it. They want to see the impact. That's what they're funding is the impact, not your assumption, not your idea. So you started without a plan, a process of evaluating to show and demonstrate proof. You were just so busy starting. You didn't even think about, oh my gosh, what am I going to have to show the funder? What am I going to have to prove to the funder? I didn't even think about that, Jen. Funders want to see the evidence without the data. you miss out on funding opportunities. Many of you right now are struggling with getting a grant because you can't prove outcome. You can prove activity, you can talk about your passion, but you cannot articulate, you cannot demonstrate, you cannot show proof. I feel my help. You cannot show proof that what you do works. You can assume it works, but that's not going to be enough. You have to show them. How many people did you serve? Show me how their needs were met. Right? Many of you are starting your program, but not structuring, including the things that are going to help secure you funding. Now, you may say, I didn't know. I didn't know I had to do all that, Jen. I didn't know that that was required. I didn't know. I didn't know that's what the funder wanted. Well, whose fault is that? You, the president. You, the CEO. I come here every day. Hi, do I come here every day? I come here every day and I say, money is not your problem. Money is not your problem. And you want to be competitive. You want your program to be decided upon over and or with other programs, right? Other applications. Well, then you got to show them what the other people show them. They're not talking about their passion, their God said, the Lord gave it to me, right? The Lord gave it to me. He gave you more than an idea. If he did not give you enough of the idea, then he, I'm sure, has told you to go get some knowledge about this thing. He did not tell you to wing it. No, he did not tell you to wing it because that doesn't work. He did not tell you to wing it. You might have got impatient and decided, let me just start and the money will come later. It'll come later. It'll come later. The Lord's going to provide. He's providing right now by telling you what you need to put in place. He's answering your prayer right now by telling you what's missing. You're welcome. Okay? Many of you right now have started without the structure. And without, because of that, you're not getting the money. You're not getting the money. And that has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with I started this thing and I did not structure it the right way. I didn't know. Is that going to be an excuse? I didn't know. I didn't know. Well, y'all who like to stay over there on the 87% side behind the I didn't know wall, that's costing you. Your lack of knowledge is costing you. It's costing you money. It's costing you opportunities for funding. It's costing you. That now we're 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years in. You've been funding this whole thing by yourself. You have no proof that your program works. You're the only donor and supporter. You have no other relationships within your community. And now you're broke. And you want somebody to trust you with a grant? You want somebody to trust you with an investment in your business in a competitive process? That's money that you're missing out because you choose to stay in. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do that. And that's costing you money. You are missing out on funding opportunities. Struggling, struggle. Every day is a struggle. Struggling to demonstrate your value to the community. Now, it's valuable to you, but how are you supposed to invite, engage, inspire the people who are not in what you do to invest in what you do? You don't even have an evaluation to prove that what you do works. You don't have a budget. You're the only funder. How are you going to demonstrate your value to them to get a money? Real money, y'all. Real money. Real money. with no real business structure. I know. Uncle Google didn't tell y'all this. Uncle Google, YouTube University, many of y'all just running around in circles talking about, I don't have any money, Jen. I don't have any money, Jen. I need money, Jen. I need money, Jen. And I keep saying, money is not your problem. Knowledge is your problem. Money is not your problem. Knowledge is your problem. And you all think that Uncle Google, YouTube University, and Cousin Chat, y'all keep fooling around with them. Y'all keep right on. Stay over there. Stay over there to 87. If Uncle Chat and if YouTube University and if Google Nation could have told you what to do, why hasn't it? I know y'all been asking. How come it hasn't? Because it doesn't know. You all have started without, right? Even recruiting the proper board. Many of you have put people on that board to get that piece of paper. I'm going to say it again. Y'all put people on that board to get that piece of paper. You may look at the board as a formality to get the piece of paper rather than a system that is essential to helping your organization raise money. I had to put together a board, Jen. I had to get a board. So I put my mother, my brother, my daughter, my cat on the board, Jen. They don't know how to be board members, but we had to fill out the paperwork, right? So as a formality, we put people's name down on the board, right? But I didn't know that they were essential, Jen. I put them over in program. I've been having them help me with program, Jen, and that's not their job. That's not their role. That's not where they are supposed to be. But you didn't know that. So now you got them internal instead of external because that's where they're supposed to be. But you just put them there as a formality. You didn't even really know what they were supposed to do. So you have started neglecting. You have started with poor function. Poor function, poor function, poor function. You have put these people in these roles with poor function. They don't know their role. You don't know their role. They don't know how to learn their role. You don't know how to learn their role. All your money going to program. Nobody has any priority of how to learn the business. So now nothing is functioning. They don't know how to do their role. You don't know how to do your role. Together, you're not doing the role of generating revenue because that's your job. And now you are disqualified from receiving grants. Jen, we don't have a board. Jen, I'm redoing my board. Jen, we had some board members, but I had to fire my board members, Jen. Now we got to start all over. You are being disqualified from funding. Funders expect accountability of their money. You understand? And y'all think it's just a formality. You just think I'm supposed to have a board as a formality, but you don't even know what the role of the board is. You don't even know the function is. So now it's dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional. I didn't know, Jen. I didn't know. I'm so sick of I didn't know. Can I tell y'all I'm sick of I didn't know? I'm sick of I didn't know. But you want somebody to give you money. You're wondering why you're being disqualified. You're wondering why no one else is excited about your mess. You don't even know how to run this thing. And you want to be competitive? You want the grant funder to choose your application with the others that do know. Come on, wake up. In this good year of the 2-0 and 2-5, I just want everybody to walk in clarity. Okay. Can we walk with our eyes wide open? Can we no longer hide behind I didn't know? I didn't know. You the CEO. You the CEO. You the founder of this thing. You're the one in charge. What are you talking about? You didn't know. I didn't know, Jen. Well, now you know. Now you know that money's not your problem. Now you know. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's your business. I ain't got a dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. I just don't want anybody leaving this space talking to me about what they don't have and they didn't know. Because you all are spending a whole lot of money to stay stuck. Y'all are spending a whole lot of time and money, honey, to stay stuck. Standing behind, I didn't know. I ain't got no money, Jen. I ain't got no money to learn. I don't have no money, Jen. I don't have a dog in the fight. Let's keep going. Many of you have started ignoring how to market your program. Many of you just assume that your program will speak for itself. No, Jim, my program speaks for itself. Once I get started and once I show the funder, I can show the funder, I can tell the funder what I'm doing. It just gonna speak for itself. Well, how we gonna get the meeting? What we gonna say in the meeting? The people that you're speaking to are not in the program. So how is the program gonna speak for itself? You assume that the program and your passion and all the things that you're doing is going to speak for itself. And because of that, you do not put together an outreach effort, a cultivation effort, a donor cultivation effort, a communication effort, because you just assume that they're going to bump into what you do and that program is going to speak for itself. So that means what? You do very little to build a presence, to build connection, to engage, to communicate with your donors and supporters. Because you just think, oh, it's going to speak for itself. I don't need to know how to articulate it. I don't need to know how to introduce it. I don't need to memorize the mission. No, my program is going to speak for itself. How? Go to my website. If you just go to my website, then you can see it. The website explains it everything. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. How does this affect your nonprofit? It affects your visibility. It affects your ability to attract donors. Your lack of outreach limits your ability to grow and fulfill your mission because you just think it's going to speak for itself. Speak who? Speak how? Speak to who? Who's it speaking to? Who is your program going to speak to? Listen, for those of you that don't respect experience, okay? You think all you got to do is have an idea. I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm just speaking fact. For those of you that do not value experience, you just think I can start something and it's going to speak for itself. No, you got to know how to market it to the people who are not in it. Having someone that understands, has experience, that can show you, guide you, or do it for you quickly, it helps you to avoid these pitfalls. Put pitfalls in the chat because y'all are in a pitfall. Honey, this is a pitfall that has no bottom. Y'all are in a spiral and it has no bottom. Y'all keep going the way you going. How long you been doing it? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year more. Still spiral, spiral, spiral. No way up. Jan, we've been in the same mess. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4. You are in a spiral and a pitfall. And it's not going to be sustainable. How does working with a mentor help? How does talking with or having a one-on-one with or speaking with or sitting under A person who has experience. You get strategic guidance. A mentor helps a person who's been the road that you're trying to go. Because many of you, I've never worked in a nonprofit, Jen. I've never fundraised, Jen. I've never put together a board, Jen. I've never put together a budget, Jen. I've never written a grant, Jen. All the things you've never done, but you want somebody to fund it. I've never put together a business structure like this, Jen, but you expect to just how is it gonna come? You don't have a structure. That's the problem. A mentor focuses on the big picture. It focuses on the structure, the financial, the details of how are you going to do this month after month. We factor in the long-term planning, not the startup planning. Jen, I started, but I don't know where to go from here. Jen, I started, but now I'm stuck. Jen, I started my nonprofit, but I don't know what to do next. Investing in help to know long term over the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, these are the things that you're supposed to do. But without that knowledge, you stay right here. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. That's the role of a mentor. That's the role of a person who's done it and helped thousands do it. My job is to help the organization understand how to market your organization to the people who are not in it, what to ask for, what specifically are the priorities of your program, and what is the impact that we give back. We know how to run your organization, not just start it. Because you guys hear me say this every day. I'm not interested in somebody starting something and you don't know how to run it. You don't know how to sustain it. You don't know how to grow it. Because now you started it and now you stuck. I started my nonprofit, but I don't know what to do next. I started my nonprofit, but I've been funding everything out of my own pocket. I started my nonprofit, but I'm doing everything by myself. I started my nonprofit. Well, that's how you set it up. That's exactly how you set it up. And many of you don't know what type of accountability that you need. And so what? You lack the monitoring, you lack the feedback, you lack what goals you should be focused on. You're trying to do this thing all by yourself in a job that you've never done. What do what we provide? I provide customized solutions. That's what I provide. Customized solutions. This is what the priorities of your organization should be. This is how you articulate that. We talk to you about how to expand your streams of revenue. What are the steps to raising more money? Now, listen, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm going to say this. Right now, I have 3 more openings for the month of January, and I am now booking for February. For those of you that say, Jen, I am tired of being stuck. I am tired of being behind the I don't know wall. It's not working. And the truth is this, you are spending more money and you are lacking opportunity for funding because of your position, because of the way you structured this thing. That's real talk, y'all. I don't have a dog in the fight. It's your business. You all are grown. You can do whatever you want to do. Some of you are content in being the 87. Some of you are content. 87 out of 100 of you are operating on less than $30,000 a year. 87 out of 100 of you are paying for everything out of your pocket, and you've been doing that for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year more. 87 out of 100 of you are sitting back with no other donors or funders. You are it. And many of you are okay with that. That's fine. I don't have a dog in the fight. You are not going to be sustainable. Okay. The 13 that know how to put the structure together, know how to raise money, know how to structure the leadership, including the board, know how to cultivate and generate revenue from multiple streams of revenue. I'm trying to help Those that want to move from the 13th, from the 87 to the 13th, that is all I'm spending my time with in 2025. I am tired of y'all with ideas because nobody's funding your idea. This is a business. This is a business of result. This is a business of impact. This is a business of value, not to you, but to your community. Money is not your problem. Money is not your problem. Lack of knowledge is your problem. I am only looking for those individuals that say, Jen, I need the knowledge. I need the experience. I need to know what to do. I need to know how to do it. I need access to my questions being answered. All right. So I've got openings for 3 for one-on-ones, and I'm booking for February. Okay. I only know I'm speaking to 13. The 87 of you are going to be like, well, Jen, this is my passion. Well, then fund it. Don't be upset when you don't get the grant. Don't be upset that you don't have any donors or funders because you don't know how to market your business. All right. For those of you that are watching, for those of you that are listening from other platforms, my name is Jennifer Yarbrough. I really am a nonprofit expert. Over 38 years of experience helping organizations put together plans, strategies, systems, and tools. Can y'all tell I'm tired? Can y'all tell I'm fed up? I'm fed up, honey. Do not get in my inbox. Do not get on my calendar talking about, Jen, I want to talk to you. What should I do? I'm telling you what to do. Schedule a one-on-one. Invest in your knowledge. You can't invest in your knowledge, then go on and operate it with no knowledge. You can't invest in knowing what to do, then go on and do it without knowing what to do. We don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about it. Do it, right? We don't have to talk about that. I only want to speak to the people that say, Jen, I want my nonprofit to be competitive. Now, for those of you guys who've been following me for a while, y'all have been following me for what, 10, 11, 12 years. Some of y'all were following me over there on the Periscope. Many of you have been on these platforms, looking in my face, taking notes, right? I got the whiteboard going. I'm going through the step by step, and y'all still ain't done it. I'm done with that. I'm done with the whiteboard. I'm done with the step 1, 2, 3. I am done with all of that. You understand? I already did that. Go back and look at them videos. Right now, I am looking to help organizations get structure, get clarity, and get funding. You're not going to get funding without structure and clarity, period. I'm telling you in advance. I'm not gassing you. I'm telling you the truth up front, okay? If you could have done it without help, then why haven't you? Why haven't you? Why are you still stuck? If you could have figured it out on your own, what's stopping you? Why are you funding everything out of your pocket? Many of you don't know what you don't know. Many of you have never done this and you have no experience from where to start. I'm just saying, listen, if you need help, I'm here to help. That's it. We don't have to talk about what you want to do, but not ready to do. Well, Jen, I want to do it, but I don't. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just telling you what it looks like. That's it. I'm just telling you what it looks like. So that when you bump into it, when you start reflecting it, you know what happened. It's you. It's you. I don't know. My lack of knowledge, my lack of clarity, my lack of understanding, my lack of structure is impacting my lack of money. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to prioritize. It's all just kind of wrapping around together. All right. Listen, some people can't manage or can't take my directness. I hope that, thank you. I hope that my directness shows you that I'm about the business. I love this business. I love this business. I have been in this business for 38 years. I can't take it. Listen, if I've been stepping on your toes, you're welcome. It's about doggone time that somebody told you the truth. It's about doggone time. Y'all been answering and praying, Jen, I need help. I need help. I need help. This is your help. Okay? This is your help. All right? I want to say thank you for those of you that are over here on my YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your subscriptions. Please like this live. Please share this live. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers, and so your help and support are greatly appreciated. I hope that something that I have said has given you value. I did 3 lives yesterday, part 1, 2, and 3, talking about some other common mistakes that nonprofit leaders make. I've got lots of materials, lots of guides, and my one-on-ones are organizational changing. If you guys book a one-on-one with me, I promise you, your best investment is in a strategy, prioritizing where should I focus my time? What are the things that I need to do to launch quickly? Okay. With clarity, because many of you don't know what to do clearly. You're just like, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing a little bit of this. And I think I need a grant writer, Jen. But if we don't have a budget, if we don't have other streams of revenue, if we don't have a plan for sustainability, if we don't have a means to sustain that grant, you may not even qualify from the grant. The startup guide is so good. You broker everything down, and listen, my startup guide is the beast. It's the best. It's the best. Okay. After you get past the guide, you also have the opportunity for one-on-one with me. Okay. I'm not interested in a one-on-one for you to tell me, Jim, what do I do? I'm telling you what to do. Jen, where do I start? I'm telling you where to start. Get a one-on-one with me or get my guide. That's it. You don't need to hear my voice to tell you the same thing. I am moving 1,000 organizations over to the place and plane and side of sustainability. I want to help 1,000 nonprofits know how to be fully funded. Okay? If that's you, if that's you, then you go to bit.ly/Jen Mentor Me. Jen Mentor Me. Okay? I'm going to put it right here in the chat on the YouTube. For those of you that are listening in my other platforms, if you are on TikTok, if you're listening through the podcast, if you go to TikTok, go to my link tree, and there is a link for one-on-one mentoring. You got several choices, okay? The one-on-one is going to change your life. You're going to get so much clarity, guarantee. All right? I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your desire to be in this business. I love this business, y'all. It was my job. It was not my passion. It was my job. It was my job to lead nonprofits, and it was my job to help 1,000 nonprofit leaders nationally and internationally understand what to do and how to do it. Okay? There's lots of ways to work with me, but a one sure way to get ignored by me is to only talk and not be ready to do. Okay? I talk enough. I got lots of videos that you can watch. I got lots of videos that you can watch. I'm looking for the leaders that say, Jen, I'm ready. I'm ready to move it. I'm ready to do it. Why? Because in our communities, we need more. We need more impactful organizations. We need more sustainable organizations. We need more organizations that can show their value. That's the only way we're going to get funding. Okay. Thank you all so very much for your time, for your attention. I appreciate you. And if you are benefited at all by anything that I've said, if I've been talking about you, you're welcome. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. I value you enough to share my 38 years of experience with you. All right. I will see you all later. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.